We'll do another example. Since I wasn't record, am I only missing? No, I'm missing. Logan's not here either. Bryson. 3. Yeah. Okay, so this is the formula. A sub 1 plus A sub n. How many terms? Divided by 2, your first and last term. All right, so this is a series. Let's do another one. Let me see on this one. I've got 4 plus 9 plus 14. This one we'll have to think about for a second. And I might have a little way to decide how many terms there are. That's the hardest part. I would do, let's see. My sum is going to be, how many terms are there? You're adding my 5 each time. So, what do you think it is? My little trick, usually was, let me think back to it. It's 4 divided by 5. I got 20 terms. What did you get?
I said 20.
You said 20. Okay.
I did 100 divided by 5 minus 20.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know if that's right.
Well, yeah, basically it kind of is. You want me to show you my trick? I think this works every time. If I remember right, I'm going to try it every time. What I do is I subtract these two numbers every time. What's 99 minus 4? 95, that's right. And what was I counting by? She said I'm adding 5 every time. So I'm missing those 5 numbers. So if I divide that by 5, here's the weird thing. It gives me, oh, you can't see that. That gives me 19. Why am I getting 20 terms though? Does anybody know why I have to add 1? Because you have to add the number you start with. Okay? I don't know if that makes sense. Do y'all remember when we had that 50th year reunion? Was that the 50-year reunion? And they were like, what year is it? Because they'd have to go back and include the year you started. I don't know if, because for some reason they were off a year or something at first.
Wait, so
on when
you
it would
always
be.
add 1?
So if you're trying to figure out how many terms there are, you would just subtract those, divide by what you're counting by. And that's 19. It says there's 19 terms. But what happened is you didn't include that first term. It was like you started with 9, 14, 19, all the way to 99. You have to include the first term.
So you always do plus 1.
So you always do plus 1. That was the trick that I taught them in the past. To me, it always got you the right answer. Now, does anybody have another way they do it? I've never found another way. Or you just said it was 100 divided by 5. Yeah. Okay. Is everybody kind of okay with that? Well, we're going to practice these. It's not many problems at all today. So, it's 20 divided by 2. That was my formula. I've got it written right here. What's my first term? 4. And what's my last term? 99. So, sorry, yeah, I was reading again. 10 times 103, and we get
1030.
Yep, 1030. That's right. Okay, I'm looking for another one. Don't teach that first. Oh, that's funny. All right, can we do another one? Let's do another. Anybody writing that? Okay, the next one. Here's additional problems. What's the sum of this finite series? 14, 17, 20, 23, all the way to 116. Okay, again, the hard part is just knowing how many numbers are there. So let's subtract 116 minus 14. What is that? 102. Okay. Then what do we do? So what are we counting by? That's right. Divide it by 3. This is, what'd you get? 34. Then what do you have to do? Add 1 because it didn't include that number 14. It kind of started with the next number. Does that make sense? You just add, it'll give you the right thing every time doing that. So our actual number is 35 because we had to add 1. Then what's our first term? 14. And then what's our last term? 116. So if I find that, I'll just do that. 17.5 times 130. What did y'all get? Yep. 2,275. Do y'all want me to just give you your sheet and let you try a few of these? I think you've got 4 of these first. So I'll just let you try the 4. Look, let me give y'all, I'll move this in a second. 1 and 2, you know what the easiest thing may be to do? Just add them up. Okay, on numbers 1 and 2. Do y'all see that? It's not very many numbers. You can just actually go through and add those up and find their sum. All right? But when you get to numbers like 3 and 4, I want you to use your formula, okay? And then compare with somebody next to you, like if you don't get the same answer. I gotta press pause. It does. Okay, so is the bell about to ring? I just hear people out there.
No.
No, okay, good. All right, that was scaring me for a second. All right, so I just plugged in to my formula from the other day, okay, for my explicit formula for arithmetic sequence, and I found my 103. That's my 7th term. Now let's do today's formula. Today's formula says n divided by 2. How do I find n? We would do 103 minus 25 divided by 30. What is 103 minus 25? 78 divided by 13, and she said that is 6, but I have to always add 1. So, 7. Oh, duh, there were 7 terms, y'all. We didn't have to do all that work. It told us there were 7 terms. Oh, I feel dumb. Okay, anyway. I told y'all I like to make things difficult sometimes. So then it's our first plus our last term. All that extra work for no reason at all.
Oh, probably because I did 25 to 64.
Okay. Now, can y'all finish that one?
Yes.
Yes, y'all can finish that one.
We should get James.
Then I will teach y'all how to do the back of the paper.
That looked fun.
Wait, so we didn't need the top thing?
You really didn't even need it because this right here, n means how many terms there are. They already told us 7 terms. And I found the 7th term. So I did do all that work and I got 7. And then I realized, gosh, they already told us that it was 7 terms. So, what? Okay. Does everybody have number 5? Unless you're taking that quiz, but you can get that from somebody, maybe. Okay. Let me show y'all how to do the other part. This is our last thing, and then I'll let y'all just work till the bell. I'm gonna hide this. Okay. Y'all, there is something called summation notation. Do y'all remember learning something called function notation? So forever I taught y'all, don't write this down, this is just notes. Okay, forever I taught y'all to write equations like this. Then all of a sudden I had to teach y'all, there's function notation. It's the same exact thing, a different way to write it, right? So now, this is what y'all learned in Algebra 1, then all of a sudden we switched gears at some point, kind of in Algebra 1, mainly Algebra 2. We learned in function notation. It's just a different way to write an equation. So when they say, what is summation notation for the series, it's just a different way to write your series, okay? So on this one, let's see, I think I have to find the actual formula. All right, so what we need is our little, we have to use what was on the quiz. It's very important. All right, what was on the quiz. We keep going back to what's in the red box. So I'm going to find a formula, and then I'm going to use summation notation. So for my formula, it says, all right, I take my first term. What's my first term here? 7 plus n minus 1. Y'all, we are trying to find a formula. I want my variable to stay in this, okay?
Yeah, you might want to watch this.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all, what we'll probably do is slow down. There's no, if this is all getting a little confusing, there's nothing that says that we have to like fly through all this. So if we need a second day, like to review several things, then we can do a review day, okay? So, but I keep going back to that red box formula, okay? So what is my common difference? What am I going up by? 4. Okay, is everybody good so far? That was what was on the quiz. Now, if I distribute that 4, what do I have? 4n. 4n minus 4. 4n minus 4. Can I combine anything?
Should we pause for a second?
Yep, we can pause. Okay, so I'm going to do 7 minus 4. What's 7 minus 4?
3.
So I've got 4n plus 3. Is everybody okay with how I got my little, I want to call it formula, but what I'm going to use?
Where did 3 come from?
7 minus 4. I just combined my like terms. Okay. Once y'all get that, I'm going to erase everything but the 4n plus 3. The 4n plus 3 is very important here. Can I erase the other stuff? Yeah? Okay. So, summation notation now. I found my little formula for it. You use this, I know I showed y'all this all about, this sigma sign, okay? Y'all don't say that. Please don't say that. Okay. It's this. I hear that all the time.
Let's call it the E.
Yeah, so anyway, so we've got, it means the sum. It's the sum. It's summation notation. I'm taking the sum of this right here. This is how I find all my terms. Using this sigma. What's sigma? Okay, let's go ahead and say it. Now, I have to know how many terms are in my series though. I do have to know that. I start at, and look, I'll show y'all. This is what it looks like for their answer choices. Okay? So you can already tell. This is, I didn't want to show y'all all these. We already know it's not these two because of the whole, that wasn't the right formula. But I'm going from 1, you have the first term, all the way to how many terms are there. I already taught y'all how to find that. This says, okay, I'm going to start plugging in 1, and then I'm going to go to whatever. And why do you have your calculator? I know you're already looking this up on your calculator, aren't you? Probably. Okay. So, how many terms are there? You still have to be able to figure that out. How did we find out how many terms? We do 207 minus 7. What is that? 200. What am I going up by? 4. What's 200 divided by 4? 50. But then what do I have to do each time? Add 1. So which is our answer? This one right here.
I have to solve that.
No, it doesn't. We'll solve tomorrow. Okay. Tomorrow we're gonna start solving these. Yeah. And yeah, you can do it. And you can enter that in on your calculator.
Is the bottom always n equals 1?
Yes.
Okay.
So they try to trick you on some of the problems. Now tomorrow we'll probably just review this whole lesson and then add one more problem to it. Okay.
Can you look at this?
Oh yeah, we will finish the. Is it time to go?
Basically.
Oh yeah, basically. We will finish the paper tomorrow. Let me stop my recording.